Hello friends, welcome back to a new video on SS Old Coin History. The Liberty half-dollar coins you mentioned from 1971, 1972, and 1985 are not actually known by that name officially. Based on the years and US coin history, you're likely referring to the Eisenhower dollar, 1971 to 1978, or the Kennedy half-dollar, 1964 present, since there was no Liberty half-dollar issued in 1985 under that name.
The Liberty half-dollar coin from 1985 is part of the broader history of U.S. half-dollar coins, which have evolved through various designs and compositions over time. Here's a detailed account of its history, geography, circulation, and condition. The Liberty half-dollar has a rich history dating back to 1794. However, the 1985 version of the coin is a continuation of the Kennedy half-dollar series, which began in 1964. This series was named after John F. Kennedy, the 35th President of the United States, following his assassination in 1963. The Kennedy half-dollar has had several design changes, but it has largely remained the same in terms of its size, weight, and general design since 1964. 1964. The first Kennedy half-dollar was issued, featuring a portrait of President John F. Kennedy on the obverse front and the presidential seal on the reverse back. It was made from 90% silver and 10% copper. The Liberty half-dollar coin from 1985 is part of the broader history of U.S. half-dollar coins, which have evolved through various designs and compositions over time. Here's a detailed account of its history, geography, circulation, and condition. The Liberty half-dollar has a rich history dating back to 1794. However, the 1985 version of the coin is a continuation of the Kennedy half-dollar series, which began in 1964. This series was named after John F. Kennedy, the 35th President of the United States, following his assassination in 1963. The Kennedy half-dollar has had several design changes, but it has largely remained the same in terms of its size, weight, and general design since 1964. 1964. The first Kennedy half-dollar was issued, featuring a portrait of President John F. Kennedy on the obverse front and the presidential seal on the reverse back. It was made from 90% silver and 10% copper.
1965-1970. Due to a shortage of silver, the composition of the coin changed, with the coins made from 40% silver and 60% copper nickel. The design remained the same during this period. 1971 present. The half-dollar coin was switched to a cupronical composition, 75% copper and 25% nickel, after the silver content was eliminated. The coin's design largely remained unchanged, but the reverse was modified to feature the American eagle, and the minting was done in larger quantities. In 1985, the Kennedy half-dollar coin was still being issued primarily for collectors, and it was no longer in widespread circulation. By the 1980s, half-dollar coins were primarily produced for collectors and not for regular circulation, as the coin's size and value made it less commonly used in daily transactions. Although the coins were still produced for public circulation, their usage in commerce had significantly declined since the 1960s. Obverse. The obverse of the 1985 Kennedy half-dollar features a portrait of President John F. Kennedy. This was based on a photograph taken by renowned photographer Jacques Lowe. The portrait is simple yet regal, capturing Kennedy's youthful appearance. The words, "Liberty," are inscribed at the top, with, "In God We Trust," beneath the portrait. The year, 1985, appears to the left of the image. The reverse of the 1985 Kennedy half-dollar features a rendition of the American bald eagle holding a shield and olive branch, with, "United States of America," above and "half-dollar," below. This design was introduced in 1977 and was meant to be a symbol of the strength and unity of the United States. The 1985 Kennedy half-dollar is composed of 91.67% copper and 8.33% nickel. The coin has a total weight of 11.34 grams and a diameter of 30.61 millimeters. This composition gives the coin a slightly lighter feel compared to the earlier silver versions. Mint marks. The mint marks used in the production of the 1985 Kennedy half-dollar indicate where the coin was minted. D. Minted in Denver. P. Minted in Philadelphia. No mint mark is used for Philadelphia minted coins, but A. P. is stamped on certain coins since 1980 for identification purposes. The Kennedy half dollar is minted at various U.S. minting facilities across the country. In 1985, the coin was minted at the Philadelphia Mint P and the Denver Mint D. The Philadelphia Mint has been a primary mint for coin production since its establishment in 1792, while the Denver Mint, which opened in 1906, is one of the largest minting facilities in the world and specializes in coin production, storage, and security. The San Francisco Mint, while primarily known for proof coin production, also produced some of the coins for collectors, including the half dollars. However, in 1985, the primary production for general circulation and uncirculated coins was limited to the Philadelphia and Denver facilities. By 1985, the Kennedy half dollar was no longer commonly used in everyday transactions. The coin's large size made it impractical for circulation, and the U.S. Treasury had largely stopped producing it for public circulation after the 1970s. Although the coins were still minted and issued for collectors, they were often not found in regular commerce. The Kennedy half-dollar coins of this era were mainly collected in uncirculated rolls or purchased from the U.S. Mint in proof and uncirculated sets. As a result, the 1985 Kennedy half-dollar, while still considered legal tender, has very little impact on the everyday economic activity of the country. The condition of a 1985 Kennedy half-dollar, as with any coin, significantly influences its value among collectors. Coins in mint condition, those that show little to no wear, are typically worth more than those that have been circulated. Here are the general categories for evaluating coin condition. Uncirculated MS or mint state, these coins have no signs of wear and retain their original mint luster. Coins in this condition are typically sold in the collector market for a premium above face value. Proof. Proof coins are specially minted for collectors and are typically given a polished finish. These coins are often issued in proof sets by the U.S. Mint. A proof 1985 Kennedy half-dollar is particularly valuable due to its higher quality and collector appeal. Circulated. Coins that have been in general circulation show wear on the surfaces, and their value is generally limited to face value or slightly higher, depending on demand. The 1985 Kennedy half-dollar is generally valued at face value, 50 cents, in circulated condition. However, proof coins and coins in mint condition can command higher values, particularly if they are in original packaging or are part of a complete set. For example, uncirculated rolls or proof sets from the U.S. Mint can be worth more due to their limited nature and the higher quality of the coins. Circulated. 50 cents, face value. Uncirculated MS 65 or higher, around $2 minus $3 USD. Proof coin. Around $5 $8 United States dollars for the 1985 proof. In general, the 1985 Kennedy half-dollar is not considered rare or especially valuable unless it is in mint or proof condition, or unless it is part of a larger collection. The 1985 Kennedy half-dollar represents the continued legacy of the U.S. half-dollar coin, honoring President John F. Kennedy. While it was not widely circulated, it holds a place in the broader history of U.S. coinage. Its design, minting history, and geography are intertwined with the story of the U.S. Mint and the changing landscape of coin usage in the United States. The coin's value is typically low unless it is in uncirculated or proof condition, in which case it can be a desirable piece for collectors.
Liberty half-dollar dated 1971, so let's clarify this first. The half-dollar coin minted in 1971 by the U.S. Mint is the Kennedy half-dollar, not a Liberty half-dollar. The term Liberty appears on many U.S. coins, but it's not a specific coin name in this case. Here's a detailed breakdown of the 1971 Kennedy half-dollar. Introduced in 1964 to honor President John F. Kennedy, who was assassinated in 1963. The 1971 version was the first year the coin was minted in copper-nickel clad, ending the 40% silver content used from 1965 to 1970. Designed by Gilroy Roberts, Obverse, and Frank Gasparro, Reverse. Clad composition. Outer layers, 75% copper, 25% nickel. Core, pure copper. Weight, 11.34 grams. Diameter, 30.6 millimeters. No mint mark equals Philadelphia. D equals Denver. S equals San Francisco, used on proofs only. Philadelphia, no mint mark 155,164,000. Denver, D 302,097,424. San Francisco, S, proof only 3, 220, 73. Common condition, worn. Value, $0.50 to $1. High grade circulated, 50 to 58 Australian dollars. Value, $1.50, dollar. MS-60, $2 to $4. MS-63, MS-65, $5 to $20 plus. MS-67 plus can be worth $100 to $500 plus depending on eye appeal, luster, and grading. Struck for collectors. Mirror-like finish. Value range. PR-60, PR-65, $4 to $10. PR-67 plus with cameo/deep cameo, $15 to $75 plus. Graded PR-70 DCAM, perfect $200 plus, rare. Used nationwide in the US, but not commonly in circulation due to limited public interest. More popular in collector markets and used in casino machines, especially in Las Vegas. Low demand for circulated 1971 half dollars due to high mintage and no silver. Collectors prefer high-grade uncirculated and proof versions, especially with cameo effects. Would you like a visual of the 1971 Kennedy half dollar with mint mark locations and cameo examples? The 1972 Liberty half dollar, more commonly known as the 1972 Kennedy half dollar, is an iconic American coin with deep historical, geographical, and numismatic significance. Here's an in-depth look at its history, geography of minting, circulation versus uncirculated condition, and more, presented in a structured, mint-quality narrative. Following the tragic assassination of President John F. Kennedy in November 1963, the U.S. government swiftly authorized a commemorative half-dollar coin bearing his likeness. First struck in 1964, the Kennedy half-dollar replaced the Franklin half-dollar and became a symbol of national mourning and unity. By 1972, the Kennedy half-dollar had become a staple in American currency, though its actual circulation use had already begun to decline due to rising silver prices and public hoarding in the late 1960s. Obverse, front designed by Gilroy Roberts, features a left-facing bust of President John F. Kennedy. Reverse, back created by Frank Gasparro, it depicts the presidential seal, a heraldic eagle with a shield, holding an olive branch and arrows, encircled by 50 stars. Obverse, Liberty, In God We Trust, and the year, 1972. Reverse, United States of America, and half dollar. Material, copper-nickel clad, outer layers of 75% copper, 25% nickel bonded to a pure copper core. Diameter, 30.6 millimeters. Weight, 11.34 grams. Edge, reeded. Note, no silver content was present in the 1972 issue, as silver had been completely removed from circulation strikes starting in 1971. The 1972 Kennedy half dollar was struck at 3 U.S. mint facilities. Philadelphia Mint, no mint mark. Mintage, 153,180,000. Coin struck without a mint mark. Denver Mint, D mint mark. Mintage, 141,890,000. D mint mark located on the obverse beneath Kennedy's neck. San Francisco Mint, S mint mark, proof only. Mintage, 3,260,996. Proof coins, struck with high detail and mirror-like surfaces, intended for collectors. Circulation condition. Found with noticeable wear on high points such as Kennedy's hair and cheek. Typical value, 50 cents to $1, unless a rare error is present. Often used in commerce or pulled from circulation by collectors. Uncirculated condition, mint state. Coins with no wear, showing full mint luster and sharp detail. Graded from MS-60 to MS-70 by professional grading services. Typical value, Denver Mint, D mint mark. Mintage, $141,890,000. D. Mint mark located on the obverse beneath Kennedy's neck. San Francisco Mint, S. Mint mark, proof only. Mintage, 3,260,996. Proof coins, struck with high detail and mirror-like surfaces, intended for collectors. Circulation condition. Found with noticeable wear on high points such as Kennedy's hair and cheek. Typical value, 50 cents to $1, unless a rare error is present. Often used in commerce or pulled from circulation by collectors. Uncirculated condition, mint state. Coins with no wear, showing full mint luster and sharp detail. Graded from MS-60 to MS-70 by professional grading services. Typical value, MS-60, MS-63, $1.50 to $5. MS-64, MS-65, $5 to $20. MS-66 Plus, can range higher depending on the mint and quality. Proof coins, S-Mint generally valued between $5 to $10, higher for PR68 Plus grades or deep cameo contrast. While common in circulation, 1972 Kennedy half dollars hold sentimental and historical value. Proof and high-grade uncirculated examples are favored by collectors. No silver content makes them less valuable in bullion terms but still desirable as 20th century U.S. coinage. Double die obverse or reverse, some rare examples exist with doubling in the lettering. Clipped planchet, off-center strikes, and broad strikes, can fetch higher premiums depending on severity and eye appeal. The Kennedy half dollar remains a patriotic icon, with the 1972 issue serving as a snapshot of post-1960s America, an era-balancing tradition and transition. Although use in daily commerce waned, the coin's design and tribute to a beloved president secured its place in American numismatic lore.